Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're following me and you're new to my channel, I'm AspieAnswersAll, or I'm known as Aspie on the daily right now, as I'm all about creating mental health awareness versus on these everyday mental health disorders that has been addressed on my channel so far, as well as just many other health conditions that I feel that I would like to address to you all. I'm also taking you on a journey right now, also now and again, just to give you a heads up of what my life is like with Asperger's syndrome, OCD and the like, so that you guys hopefully can get to know me more as a person, more than these diagnoses labels that many people may, address. Also, in the piece, I've been also trying to share videos of encouragement to give you some, support regardless of what you guys go through. Hopefully some of these, tips, advice, support, whatever you want to call them, from my Beauty from Ashes channel, as well as just maybe on my Everyday Life of an Aspie channel that you've been following me right now, will be of value to you regardless what it may be, or maybe if it's not, they can be shared around to others around you, because I feel in my heart some of this needs to be shared around regardless what we go through in our everyday life. Because just bear with me, even though I may have a difference of opinion on everyday topics that I have been through, maybe not of use to you, but it may be of use to someone else. So like I say many times before, tread with caution, actually maybe be respectful of what I share out to you all, because at the end of the day it's all about trying to reach out to others that really needs that, help and support buzz, so to speak. So not further ado, guys, before I run out of time, if you're new to my channel at the moment, as you probably know, or some of the LBs as well, which I welcome you guys back, is at the moment I'm doing the disability series, the different types of them, which is the three types at the moment, which is ADD, ADHD and dyslexia. At the moment I'm currently doing ADD, and I'm hoping to try and finish up the loose ends of the ADHD, because I know there are a few that are missing at this point in time, but I humbly apologise because it's taking a while for the research, as well as just to gather my thoughts based on my experiences with it. This is just, my training and whatnot of what I have done so far, that is in a million of ways of, dealing with it, and coping with it. So no further ado, guys. Previously I was just talking briefly about like part 5, ADHD and autism spectrum, how it all intertwine with one another, basically how it works, because as we know that, as I said briefly, it has similar symptoms versus basically also similar characteristic traits regardless what it may be. So yeah, I'll leave it as that. But now this is part 6, episode 2, I think, if I'm rightly, if I'm looking on the checklist right. Yep, it is. Teaching a child with ADD. You gotta as we know, we gotta remember though, when we come to approach teaching a child with ADD or any other learning disabilities, their needs to be met in a way that is fully acceptable, and always knowing what they need to learn off us. Even though, as I said so many times before, with people with many learning disorders or whatever it may be, they cope in their different ways and managing it. Just because you think some of the treatment plan or management plan will work for you, warrants suspect to work on them. It's a matter of creating balance though. But here's the tips of teaching a child with ADD, so that for the ones that are maybe in training doing about people with different disabilities, so they can have their heads up to know how to go about it. And obviously hopefully this kind of video will help you out in one way or another. So tip number 1 is to recognize that many children with ADD are very intelligent and creative. Many people think that many times before, as I said, that despite their learning disabilities or different conditions, regardless what they are, many people may classify them as dumb, stupid and the like of those labels. But then you got to remember that these children that has these learning disabilities versus whatever else, they have hidden gifts somewhere along the way, even though it's just a help of helping them and supporting them in a proper environment that will shine out their actual gifts and talents. But as you know, basically children with ADD are thinking of multiple things at the same time. They think like born innovators, creators. They are almost like bubbling with energy and enthusiasm. It's this aspect of ADD that makes them truly brilliant kind of child to be around. When you're teaching them, focus on that aspect of the disorder, not the other thing. The opposite scale, like I just said, that they're lazy, they're hopeless, or whatever label mentality. Try to encourage the individual to embrace that sort of ADD also, and to focus on it themselves, especially for teenagers. ADD doesn't have to be a burden on anyone, however. In fact, it can be used to the child's advantage. Step number 2 for this is know that some children with ADD are auditory learners. This means that they find it easier to learn by repeatedly listening to the lessons in class. Basically, the lessons can be read out loud, and the child themselves can be also encouraged to read out loud if need be. That way, they would be able to absorb the content better. They can also be, they can and should be encouraged to speak throughout their work. Never, ever, for unforeseen circumstances, tell them to shut up and pay attention and whatnot. You never know. They are paying attention, as I said before, with me, when it comes down to how I pay attention to you guys, basically, because this is how they work, obviously. They obviously are auditory learners. They read it as they go along, so they can soak up everything in their sponge capacity of their brain, so that they know what they're contributing for you in the later times. The test can also be designed to be given orally. When this is done, however, you may see higher scores than any other children in class. Okay, tip number 3. Know that some children with ADD are also visual learners. They may learn better by seeing. So therefore, help them by encouraging them and teaching them with using aids such as charts, graphs, and other pictorial representations. They can easily be encouraged to write and draw, however. Design the test to allow them to show their learning through writing and drawing. So use a bit of combination of both, so to speak. Okay, number 4. Know that some children with ADD are tactile learners. This type of learner may absorb more and better when they're allowed to touch, feel, and experience what is being taught to them. Keep all assignments as interactive as possible, so that, as I said before, that they're engaging and making sure that, maybe they're short lessons or something that's entertaining enough for them to actually be able to go with the flow, and actually the more engagement that they're doing tactilely and that, more distraction or more engagement going on, the more likely they'll be able to stay focused on the task. As I said before, sometimes many of them will basically, will do this. In regards to tests, though, however, make them conceptual. Have the child show what he or she has learned so far. Do experiments and draw out problems or examples with concrete objects or representations. Number 5, equip the child with learning readiness skills. These skills are very important to help the child learn any task and have the ability to pay attention to you. These may include, number 1, on-seat behaviours, number 2, compliance, number 3, attention, number 4, eye contact, number 5, imitation. The child with ADD often does not demonstrate these basic skills, and once taught, it becomes very easy to work with the child and make him or her learn new things. Number 6, do concentration and attention building exercises. This will help you enhance the child's attention, which is the major issue here. You can do this in various ways. Here are some classic examples to illustrate to you all so that you can understand better. Number 1, ask the child to complete a simple puzzle game activity, increase some complexity and time. Reinforce the child on successful attempts. Number 2, use recorded stories according to the level of the child and ask him or her to listen as carefully as they can and later on tell the story to you. You can increase the complexity of time to further improve attention. Number 3 is ask the child to identify similarities and differences between the 2 pictures that you have drawn. This task is very helpful in increasing attention and concentration. Often children enjoy doing this very task. Number 7, break down the task into simple steps. You've got to remember that sometimes with the attention span, you need to break it down into smaller bits, so little steps along the way will create better success rates. Help the child learn at his own pace, though, however, by increasing attention and following easy commands or sets. A child with ADD often tries to escape from the mental effort requiring tasks, shows frustration, and more so in lack of attention. Start with smaller and easier steps and gradually make them complex, working with the pace of the child. Each progressing step can boost their motivation, however. Regardless of the task, set the expectations clearly for the child. Let them know that what they will be learning, what is expected of them, what preparations are required on the part of the child, and not just that would be required in that task. Number 8, help increase their focus by using creativity in these tasks that you've given them. Using as much creativity, as I said before, can help the child to increase focus and develop attention and increase concentration. You can first of all identify what the child enjoys the most, and then you can use those tasks on different activities. Some useful tasks are reported below. For example, number 1, colouring using crayons or markers to complete a drawing. Number 2, using oil paints and water paints on any new material like leather or packing material. Number 3, use coloured clay to make toys, pots, or models. Number 4, sculpturing using different materials. Number 9, enhance group activities. While working in groups is very important for a child to build his capacity for attention as well as basically, socialization skills versus basically gaining friendship from other peers. It helps them in many following ways. Number 1, helps the child to gain effective learning skills. Number 2, helps the child attend a group activity through turn taking, reading, etc. Number 3, enhances his or her concentration by first understanding the group activities and then responding accordingly. Number 4, motivates the child while looking at peers. Performing an activity makes him compete. And number 5, increases mental activity and attention. Number 10, last but not least, use role-playing and modeling. If you want the child to increase his or her attention and concentration, you can give the child and the child role model different positive roles and talk about how good children listen and respond. Modeling is also very effective as the child often learns many skills, learns routine and concentrate by observing the models around them. And just to be in mind, consistency and repetition in any concept or idea are very important, however. Constantly working on attention and concentration and repeating different tasks by increasing their difficulty level will give you better results in no time at all. You have to be patient, however, but the good results will enhance your motivation to work by working with them in no time at all. So this basically ends briefly on the teaching a child with ADD. Basically, leave a like, thumbs up. Comment below if I've missed anything, or just comment below to show how I'm going. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, AspieAnswersAll. Feel free to subscribe to my channel for everyday, daily, weekly vlogs. Basically, feel free to private message me on basically AspieAnswersAll or direct message me on YouTube. Just bear with me as I said before because I'm on the way to moving out of the place I'm in right now in this area here where you're seeing me sitting right now. Feel free to also share these videos to family and friends, like I said, because I'm hoping some of these will be of value to anyone that needs it. So, not further ado, guys, thanks for the support, thanks for watching, do what you love what you do. Until next time, I'll see you again soon.